future. All right. What's up? Original OC here with you on the Original OC channel. By the way, I'm thinking about changing the slogan. I'm going to change the slogan from Smart Watch Talk for the Smart Collector to Smart Watch Talk for the Smart Amateur Watch Enthusiast. Because like the word collector is very misleading. So we may have to change the motto of the channel. Hey guys, what's up? Original OC here with you. Smart Watch Talk for the amateur flipper / watch investor / enthusiast. It doesn't really roll off the tongue like the old slogan. Maybe I should just switch back to the old slogan. But we do have breaking news at this hour. Breaking news about Rolex. We have breaking news about Siddiqui, which we will share. We also have incredible news about the COSC organization, the organization that regulates Swiss movements for the Swiss watch industry. We've got all kinds of shit coming up. I'll put up on the screen. We got the clickbait, which is this. I'll show you this. But I want to be careful. I want to be careful because I think there's an error here. I think there's a big error. And I want to make sure that I call out the error as I see it before anyone jumps to conclusions. But first, let's say hi to the chat. I think we already have like 3 or 4 people popping in. We've got Skip Intro. What's up, Skip Intro? Member of the OC channel. Might as well remind people that if you do have a star next to your name and you are a member, make sure and check to see if you have a free member milestone chat. Use your custom emojis, guys. Use your membership emojis and make sure you use your free member milestone chats. Good to see Skip Intro in the chat. Got Original Mathis, the greatest watch channel in the world. Yeah, I love Britt Pierce. I think Britt Pierce has a fantastic channel. Thank you for shouting that out. Let's go. Link for Britt Pierce. Oh, by the way, I also have breaking news. Oh, shit. Do I want to go with the drama or do I want to go with the watch news? Hold on one second. Bear with me one second. All right, hold on. I do have breaking news in the world of the gray market. Let's see here. Let me see if I can report this. I'm a little scared to report it. I'll be honest with you. I'm a little scared to report it, but I have to do it. I have to do it because it's breaking news. Hold on a second here. Let me see. Let me see if I can show this instead. Okay, can you guys see this? Now, how many of you guys remember what this is? Let me know in the chat if you remember what this is. And I'll tell you exactly what the breaking news is. Hope you are well. Thank you, Skip Intro. Good to see you in the chat. Omega is all over the Olympics. True, they are. They have a couple of models that they released in collaboration, not collaboration, in conjunction with the Milan Cortina Olympics. They have a Seamaster and they have a Speedmaster. Cool looking watches. But by the way, when we get to the watch news about the industry results, I have something to say about Omega. It's very, very, very important. Do not read. It's very important, you guys. Do not read the reports from Hodinkee and accept them as the truth. I think there's a big inaccuracy there, and I want to report on it. You're going to hear from a lot of people who don't really analyze the industry that, oh, like Rolex's sales are falling and sales are down and Omega's falling off a cliff. I think there's an inaccuracy in the chart, and I want to get to that. We've got Stefan, member of the OC channel. Hey, thank you for using the membership emojis. Hey, we got Chalk Flew Up in the chat. I saw Chalk Flew Up. I saw a picture of Chalk Flew Up recently, and I'm not allowed to disclose what was in the photo. Gotta keep it secret, guys. Gotta keep the private stuff private. But it's good to see Chalk Flew Up. He kicked my ass in Dubai in tennis. And by the way, open invitation. I understand that Marcelo wants to meet up in New York for tennis. Fine, that's fine with me. Let's do it. I'm totally open to that. Hey, we got OC91 in the chat. Yo, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. OC91, a legend. A legend. He's infamous. He's quite infamous. I hope you're doing well. Are you still in Morocco? Let me know if you're still in Morocco. Let me know whenever you come back to New York. There was a famous incident regarding OC91, but good to see him in the chat. Hey, Datejust 41 mint green Jubilee with domed bezel. I like it, but is it an OC forbidden combo or approved? Hey, I got a newsflash for you guys. Newsflash, you guys, we had a big call about this morning. Datejusts are cool. I know I personally don't have a Datejust, but all this talk about Submariners and GMTs and all that nonsense, if you get a mint green Datejust 41, if you get a blue Datejust 41, if you get a Wimbledon Datejust 41, especially if you get it with fluted and Jubilee, those are incredibly desirable references right now. And they go for way over retail. Way over retail. As a matter of fact, they go for more than Submariners, and they go for almost as much as GMTs on the secondary. So don't poo-poo the Datejust, guys. The Datejust isn't all that bad. Hey, got Logan Hall. Look at, we're all members, guys. Every single person in the chat is a member so far. That's what I like to see. Logan Hall, star of Logan Hall's Grill Streams. I need some next watch advice, OC. What should I get? Next watch advice, or commonly known as NWA. It's a new segment that we'll be showing here, that we'll be featuring here on the channel. It's called NWA, Next Watch Advice. And for small super chats, we will be, as a community, coming together and giving the best NWA possible. Hey, Skip Intro with a $5 super chat. No milestone, but appreciate the quality streams, OC. We've got incredible news. This image right here. Who remembers this? Because we have breaking news in the watch industry related to this guy. And I don't want to say his name, so don't put his name in the chat. But just let me know if you remember what happened with this. Hey, Helgestrand is in the chat. That's going way back. The Luxury Bazaar employee LARPing as a Rolex AD with Roman. Helgestrand nailed it. He nailed it. And I'll give you guys the breaking news about this in 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes, but I do have breaking news about this. You guys are going to be shocked, absolutely shocked. And I don't put the guy's name in the chat because I actually know him. And listen, it wasn't his fault. Okay, maybe it was maybe it was his fault. Maybe it was. I don't know. We can have a logical, rational debate about really like how much was his fault and how much was the other guy's fault. Like when you don't run the company and you're being told, "Hey, this is what we have to do," you do it. Now, listen, maybe the guy deserves a lot of credit. He's the one who catapulted Roman Sharf into superstardom in the watch space. Before this guy launched the gray market reality show on YouTube, Roman was pretty much unknown. And now that the gray market show is gone, Roman has faded back into obscurity. So maybe this guy deserves a lot of credit for bringing Roman into the forefront of secondary dealers and social media figures. Well, we can debate it and discuss it coming up in 5 minutes. I'll share with you the breaking news in 5 minutes. Hey, we've got Jay from Copenhagen in the chat. Patek is still number one for aficionados, though. Patek's always number one in collectability and all of that stuff. Patek is always the best. Reach for the cross, guys. But Rolex is number one, consolidating their power. They're increasing market share. Don't listen to these people who don't do any analysis. There are a lot of people who don't do any analysis at all. They'll say, "Oh, well, Rolex is shrinking and Rolex is going down and their revenue is down." Like they don't know how to read reports. Some of them don't know how to read, period. But we know how to read reports and we know the data. So we're going to give you the straight scoop. Yeah, Patek is still awesome. Good to see Jay from Copenhagen in the chat. Omega is still the watch preferred by the royal family of the UK. Really? I thought it was Parmigiani. They ain't reaching for the crown. I don't know. You don't see very many royal family members wearing, I mean, that's true. You don't see them wearing Rolex or Patek. You see them wearing like weird brands like Roger Dubuis and Parmigiani and Blancpain and all kinds of weird shit. That is a good point. Hey, we got Green Room, aka Slurms McKenzie in the chat. Hey, Green Room, hop on. Everybody's welcome here. I heard Green Room say some very complimentary things about me on, I think it was his live stream that he did a couple of weeks ago, and I appreciate that. So he was saying how I've done an amazing job kind of forging my own path and creating, my own channel and sticking to my guns and all that stuff. And I appreciate that. Thank you, Green Room, for the comments. Yes, I'm still in Morocco. We'll let you know when I'm back. Cool. We got an international audience here. Hey, Rufus. Pepsi, it gone. Yeah, we reported that a couple of weeks ago. We were the first people to report that the Pepsi has been removed from all Rolex dealer websites except for Watches of Switzerland. So we were the first people to report that. I think we're the only people to report it at this point. Hey, Julius Caesar, member of the channel. Good afternoon. I'll say wearing a blue Datejust 41 fluted Jubilee at the moment. That's a killer combination. Fluted with Jubilee with the blue baton. Just a couple of months ago, those were going for like over 18,000 on David SW. Over 18,000 on David. Now they're still over 17,000 with a fresh date in mint condition. So those are a very desirable configuration. Mint green, blue, and Wimbledon are still very popular. They're going for probably at least 30% over retail with fresh dates. Does it rhyme with Schroman Rarf? This guy used to work for Schroman Rarf. And when I say he used to, that's a big hint. He gone, guys. Hold on. I'll tell you the truth. Hold on. Hang tight. I'll announce it soon. I know you know what it is, but no one else is going to report this because no one else keeps tabs on the watch industry like we do right here. No. You got it all wrong, Roman. Whole milk. Roman was going to buy Bucherer. remember when Roman said he was going to buy Bucherer? Yeah, no problem. He's just going to cobble together $4 billion from Deutsche Bank. Remember when Roman was going to buy? No, it was Bucherer. Whole milk. I remember. Yeah, that was funny. Good to see Whole Milk in the chat. Look at this. See, this is something I learned from the other streams. You have to do like one of these polite greetings, like "Hello, everyone." Positive salutations to OC and the non-existent panel and everyone in the chat. I have upvoted and I'm looking forward to a positive stream. Please super chat and become a member today. Thank you, Whole Milk. Let's see, who else do we got here? We've got Dean Jackson. I don't know Dean. I know who that kid is. Welcome to the channel, by the way. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. I think we're up to like 7 or 8 viewers now. We're up to like 7 or 8 viewers, which is good. I like to see a full house like this. Dean Jackson says, I know who that kid is. He knew a lot about the watches he was selling and training the staff about the different movement. But nope. That's not correct. Not correct. That is not that person. You're referring to Peter Pinocchio. Peter Pinocchio was the guy who was like part-time sales, part-time servicing, and he left Luxury Bazaar along with all of the other salespeople, marketing people, shipping people, logistics people, and everybody, buyers, everybody else left. So they left, or they were let go or laid off or whatever. But this is not that person. This is not Peter Pinocchio. There's nobody at Roman. I think he means nobody at Luxury Bazaar other than Adrian and Anna. Oh, nobody at Luxury Bazaar other than Adrian and Anna know anything about watches. I don't know that. I think Adrian knows a lot about buying watches. And would I consider Adrian an expert? I'm not sure. Anna, she's really good at selling watches. I would consider Roman an expert on watches. Listen, there he is. He's been in the industry for a long time. Roman is very knowledgeable about watches. There's nothing wrong with saying that. He is. If you disagree, let me know. But Roman is very knowledgeable. But this guy apparently, I'll announce it. Just give me one more minute. Let me get through the chat, and I'll give you the news that you guys probably have already surmised. Pepsi's still on the Rolex website. It is on the Rolex website, but it's been removed from all of their dealers' websites. Removed from all of their dealers' websites. The GMT Master 2 with the red and blue bezel in stainless steel, white gold with the blue dial, and white gold with the meteorite dial has been removed from all Rolex dealer websites, except for Watches of Switzerland. So we're anticipating some big news from Rolex in the next few weeks. Ryan Singer's in the chat, reminding everybody to upvote the live stream. Let's get to 20 likes, guys. Let's get to 20. Even though we only have like 6 or 7 people in the chat, let's try to get to 20 likes. Let's do it. We're going to do a quick stream, guys. We're going to do a really quick stream. We'll try and keep to 15 minutes. We're going to give you all the news you need to know in a power segment of 15 minutes. Green Room says, I missed the green palm dial. That came and went quickly. That particular, what they called it, the palm fronds. Yeah, and then they also had the fluted motif. They had the palm motif and the fluted motif. Both motif. Did I say motif? Fluted motif. And those were quickly retired. Smash the like for you, dude. What does this say? Bodie? I don't understand. Bodie AF? Help me out, man. Help me out. Sometimes when you're typing comments in the chat, it's important to... By the way, Ryan, thank you for having my back the other night. Someone sent me a clip There was that troll that was making those weird comments, and Gatsby and you and Boxer and a whole bunch of people in the chat kind of chimed in and like, yeah, what is this garbage? So thank you for that. I appreciate it. I notice everything. I listen, people send me a lot of stuff. I keep tabs on everything. Rufus says the guy with the bad mustache. No. This isn't him. This isn't him. The guy with the bad mustache is Pierre Pinocchio, and he left and did his own thing. This guy, I pretty much will might as well. I'll as soon as I catch up on the chat. I'll give you the breaking news. Adrian said, this is whole milk now. Adrian said that Cecil B. Purnell would be the next RM. Did he say that, or did Roman say that? Who said? I mean, I don't want to ascribe. Is that a correct word? Ascribe. Hold on, let me check the Funk and Wagnalls real quick. Ascribe definition. Attribute something to. Okay, yeah. Okay, I think that applies. I don't want to ascribe Roman's support for Purnell to Adrian. I think Adrian knows Purnell is garbage. Come on, Adrian would know that. Original Mathis, member of the channel, says, I remember this. Yeah, I remember. This is the guy who's responsible for turning Roman into a superstar on social media. And I don't want to give his name because, like, you know, I just don't want people like, we don't need to mention his name. But let's just say that he gone. He gone, guys. He gone. Yeah, he was the last one left. He was the last one left. And attribute? Yeah, I don't want to attribute. That's a good one. I don't want to attribute Roman's love for Purnell to Adrian. I don't think I've ever heard Adrian say a good word about Purnell. So you're busy as fuck. Okay, thank you, Ryan. Appreciate it. Okay. So the breaking news is, you want me to give I can give his first name. Everyone knows his first name. I won't say it, but the CMO of Luxury Bazaar, the person who catapulted Roman Sharf into superstardom, the person who was the mastermind behind the reality TV show Gray Market. The person, now he did some other things that were less than positive. If you want to call those two things positive, there were some things that he did that are less than positive. Number one, I think he was the marketing guru who put together the fake charts showing that the Daytona and the Hulk and the Pepsi and the Batman were going up in value in 2022 when the reality was they were going down. That was a very big black eye for Luxury Bazaar. They put out blogs and they put out charts attempting to convince people that the Hulk was increasing in value. And Roman was saying that the Hulk was a great investment in 2022. And they put together a chart, which was an absolutely fake chart that showed that the Hulk was going up in 2022. It was a disaster for Luxury Bazaar. And the second thing that this person did, the CMO, was he did this, unfortunately, and that he was the star of what ended up being the how do I put this politely? He pretended to be a Rolex AD, and Roman and Luxury Bazaar published basically a fake interview with a Rolex AD. And this guy was the mastermind. Anyway, the breaking news at this hour is he's gone. He's gone. Luxury Bazaar has parted ways with the marketing mastermind who brought Rolex, who brought Roman to superstardom. Yeah. The celebrity chief marketing officer of Luxury Bazaar has, how do I put this accurately without slandering anybody? They've parted ways. They've decided to part ways, guys. They've parted ways. Hey, Jonathan Smith in the chat. What's up, Jonathan? The OC. Oh, look at this. Luxury Bazaar. Is this the next Richard Mille? Hold on a second. I'll pull it up. Hold on a second. Luxury Bazaar. Is this the next Richard Mille? Is this on YouTube? Let me see. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that post is gone. They removed that post from Instagram. That's for sure. Let's see what else they got here. And oh no. Well, I mean, they have this. Hold on a second. This is the byline on this is Roman Sharf. Is Purnell the next Richard Mille? And this was authored by, I mean, I'm not sure who authored it, but the byline is Roman Sharf. So, but breaking news, Luxury Bazaar CMO, the person who catapulted Roman Sharf into superstardom on the internet, the person who is behind the groundbreaking reality TV program Gray Market, the person who unfortunately was the unwitting star of a video in which I think Roman forced him to do this. I think it was possible that Roman forced him to do this, and he was the unwitting star where Luxury Bazaar pretended that he was a Rolex AD. They just made it up. They made up the whole thing. It was a PR disaster for Luxury Bazaar. But anyway, that person is gone. The person's gone. Luxury Bazaar and this person have parted ways. I don't want to say what happened. I don't want to say what happened. But they've split. They've split. I think these gray market guys, their marketing departments have been slashed. You know, it's like the market isn't what it was before. Let's just put it that way. Hey, we've got Doc Mick in Florida in the chat. What's up, Doc Mick, member of the channel? Got the Mall in the chat. He did to Roman's career what Kris Jenner did to Kim Kardashian's. What did okay, so Kris Jenner managed Kim Kardashian and turned Kim Kardashian into a $1 billion empire. And this guy who was the CMO of Luxury Bazaar turned Roman into a $1 billion celebrity. You know, if it weren't for this guy, Luxury Bazaar would be worth, you know, what it is today. Remember when Roman did that video and he said that he thought Luxury Bazaar was going to be worth $1 billion? Anyway, we do have this. We got the breaking news. This guy's gone, and he's parted ways. He's parted ways with Luxury Bazaar. Now, you guys want to keep talking about this or not? Yeah. Whole Milk says I only report the facts. Listen, that wasn't Adrian. That wasn't Adrian. Let me see if there's let me just see here. Is there? Nope. There's no Adrian here. Just Roman. All right, let's get to the news of the day. So just in case you just joined us, the breaking news in a little bit of the breaking news in the secondary market is that this person right here, this person is no longer working with or for Luxury Bazaar. And listen, that they don't have anybody left. They don't have anybody left there. What this guy did was he was like the key guy who during 2021, 2022, 2023, he was the key guy that that made Roman Sharf a celebrity. I think Roman basically owes his entire social media career to the finesse and judgment of this person. Now, listen, listen, there was good, there was bad, but he made Roman a superstar. Before this guy came on the scene, Roman was virtually unknown, completely unknown in social media. And this guy came on board, and Roman said, listen, I need for you to make me a star. I need for you to make me a celebrity. And he did it. He did it. Chief marketing officer. He was a mastermind. He was a marketing wunderkind. And he basically said, listen, there's this TPG guy. He's doing these videos with drones, and it's like a day in the life. And it's like he's really like coming up. We're gonna take his like his show, and we're gonna do a version of it ourselves. And we're gonna hire all these camera people. They're gonna follow us around 24 hours a day, and we're gonna spend hours and hours and hours collecting footage, and we're gonna edit it, and we're gonna kind of make it like a reality show. And we're gonna call it Gray Market. We're gonna lean into it. We're gonna lean into the reputation of us as like shady, sleazy, backroom dealers. We're gonna own it. We're gonna own Gray Market. And he came up with that whole concept and made Roman a star. And now he did some other things too. Like his marketing operation was so big that he couldn't check everything. So when they put out inaccurate charts that showed that watch prices were going up in 2022, that was just an honest mistake. I think it was just an oversight. I don't think they intentionally wanted to mislead anybody that prices were going up. I think they just accidentally published charts with wrong data. And so do I blame him? I mean, he was a busy guy. Now this, on the other hand, this kind of hurt because they wanted to hire an actor to pretend to be a Rolex AD. And he said, no, let's save money. I'll just do it myself. I'll pretend to be the Rolex AD. And then he got caught. He got caught being the guy in the video pretending to be a Rolex AD. And that was really a disaster. You can't come up with fake stuff. You can't do a fake interview and then put it out just for clicks and views. And but he stayed on with Luxury Bazaar for many, many years after that, and now he's gone. So he's gone. That's the breaking news. If anybody wants to talk about this subject before I move on to something else, here is the link. Boom. We're up to 11 people. 11 people watching. That's 10 on YouTube and 1 on MySpace. Love to see the people on MySpace. Did they own up to it? I'm not sure if they did or not. I don't think they did. I think they said that I better not say. But the damage was done. It was It's like there's this whole thing about Kid Rock lip syncing at the halftime show or whatever he did. And the reality is, I don't think he lip synced, but it's like it doesn't matter whether he did or not. It's like it's already out there. It's already out there. Hey, we got. I'm trying to catch up with people in the chat. I want to make sure. Okay. Oops. The mall. $2 Canadian highlighted comment. I love the flamingo blue highlighted comments from Canada. Luxury Bazaar wanted to buy Bucherer. Those were good times. Yeah, they almost did it. They were in the running. They were 100% in the running. Hey, got Speedy Horrendous in the chat. What's up, Speedy Horrendous? The original OC channel is worth $84 and a Jimmy John's punch card. Actually, a lot less than that. We're literally worth nothing. We are worth nothing. Helgestron said sales guy Adam was promoted to CMO according to quick web search. No, his name wasn't Adam. Incorrect. Got to correct the false information. His name was not Adam. Let's see. I'm catching up on the chat. I'm almost there, guys. Speedy's watching on Napster. Thank you for guy, but you're back on YouTube because you entered the comment here. Thank you. Yeah, this wasn't their finest moment. Creating a completely fabricated Rolex AD interview was not the smartest thing. And I want to thank the people. Let me see here. I want to thank there's a YouTube channel that I want to thank because, of course, Luxury Bazaar took all of these videos down. There's a YouTube channel called the Timepiece Vigilante, and I don't know anything about the Timepiece Vigilante, but the Timepiece Vigilante did an expose on this, and they basically proved that this guy in the shadows was not a Rolex AD. It was actually the CMO himself who pretended to give the interview. It was not their finest moment, for sure. It was kind of a disaster. Let's see who else we got here. No OC current guy in sales that still works there was promoted. So there's a guy named Andy that or Adam that was promoted. Hold on a second. Let me see. How would I find that? Let me go to Luxury Bazaar's website, luxurybazaar.com. What is that? How do you get to Luxury Bazaar? Oh, did they redo their website? Ew. Yuck. Oh, that's weird. Ew. Let me see if they have like a section on the team. Meet the team. Adam? I don't see any guy named Adam here. You don't know what, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. If you go to Luxury Bazaar's website, you will see that the previous CMO is gone, and there's nobody named Adam there. Sorry, you're wrong. You're wrong, Helgestrant. I think you're wrong. Anyway, let's see. Who else do we got here? Let's see. Jeff the pilot. It's funny. Of course, we broke that story weeks ago. That's fine. I mean, nobody. I mean, everybody watches this channel. Everybody watches this channel. Come on. Let's see. Who is Neo? JD MTL, Flamingo Blue highlighted comment. Another person from Canada. Who's Neo? Oh, let me show you. Because That is I mean, neo means new. And so the watch to which you are referring is it's called the Neo Frame. The Neo Frame from Audemars Piguet. Check it out. Yeah, so when people are referring to Neo, that's the Neo Frame, or it means new frame jumping hour, which is, this was launched or introduced last week by AP. It is a jumping hour. It looks a lot like Cartier, and I think they copied the Cartier and the Nico Leonard watch and came up with this design. And it's $71,200, the Neo Frame jumping hour. Let me know in the chat if you if you like this. Whole Milk says what Oshin knows about Rolex, OC could fit into his eye with little to no discomfort. Yeah, the guy knows nothing really about. He's not really like a watch expert. I never really watched his videos, so I don't really know that much about him. Luxury Bazaar Adam. I don't know what you're talking. I don't know who this Adam is. Adam is the chief market. No, he isn't. No, he isn't. Not according to the Luxury Bazaar website. Okay. The luxury, I mean, you guys in the chat, I think there are like 11 or 12 of you in the chat. Go to luxurybazaar.com, go to the team and see if you see anybody named Adam. There's nobody there. But this guy who used to be there, and let's not use his real name, but he was the CMO there and he's gone. And I don't think it's, I mean, we're breaking the news here, but he's gone. And I don't want to say how he's gone, but he is. And listen, I'm sure he's going to be doing way better in his new role somewhere else than he ever did at Luxury Bazaar. Let's see. Who else do we got here? Okay. Thank you, Helgestron. Thank you for attempting to find out the truth of what's going on there. But yeah, I don't know a guy named Adam. He's not on the Luxury Bazaar website. If I were the CMO of a company, the CMOs are in charge of marketing. Marketing is in charge of the website. The first thing I would do is make sure that my name's on the website, right? So that is the breaking news at this hour. This guy who was made famous. I mean, he was a famous guy. He made Roman Scharf a household name. Before this guy came around, Roman was completely unknown. You know, he was known for, I mean, he wasn't known. He was just they sold junk jewelry on eBay. They sold junk jewelry on eBay, and they bought and sold Nixons at 80% off. By the way, you know that Luxury Bazaar's #1 watch brand is Nixon? That's embarrassing. It's fucking embarrassing. I didn't make that up. That's Roman will tell you. That's been their #1 brand over the last 5 years is Nixon. It's fucking garbage. Garbage. Closeouts. It's all closeouts and discounted merchandise, warehouse goods. And so they were junk jewelry for many, many years. I think 15 years they were junk jewelry. And this guy came along, this guy right here, and turned them into a marketing powerhouse in the secondary watch business. And so he deserves an incredible amount of credit. No one would even know anything about Luxury Bazaar. No one would have even heard of Luxury Bazaar if it weren't for this guy. So he deserves a tremendous amount of kudos. He made Roman Scharf a superstar celebrity on social media. And he was the guy who was responsible. It was his idea. This was the guy who was responsible for the Gray Market reality show series on YouTube. Now, he did have his highs, but he also had his lows. Maybe it wasn't his idea to appear as a fake Rolex AD. I don't know. I don't know who was responsible for that, but listen, the buck stops with him. The buck has to stop with him, right? So there we go. So the breaking news at this hour, if anyone wants to jump on the panel and talk about it, the CMO of Luxury Bazaar has parted ways after he brought them into superstardom and made them a household name in the watch business. He's moved on and he's doing other things. And Luxury Bazaar will have to find a new marketing team. Okay. Now, what else is happening? Let's see. What else do we want to talk about? I don't want to pull up the Luxury Bazaar website and their team. I just don't want to put their faces out there. So I'm just not going to do that. What else is going on in the world of watches? Okay, there's this. Check this out. Now this is news from Vontobel Equity Research. Now you're like, OC, what the fuck is Vontobel Equity Research? I'll explain. I'll explain what Vontobel is. JD Montreal, I'm assuming that means Montreal. JD Montreal 1041. OC, are you going to Watches and Wonders this year? Yes, I am. Of course I am. I'm going to be going for my 4th consecutive year to Watches and Wonders. I will be there for a long time. I'll be there for a long time. Meeting up with a bunch of great people. Bunch of great people in the industry and people from the streams will be there. So yes, I'll be there. Starting, it's coming up fast, guys. I do have my tickets. I have my hotel. I've had my flight and hotel for like 6 or 7 months already. But yeah, I'll be there. I got a lot of cool watch stuff coming up for you guys. If you're going to be at Watches and Wonders, reach out to me on Instagram, and we can definitely find time to meet up. Hold on, I have to do a confirmation here. Boom. Okay. I'm multitasking, guys. By the way, let me see, make sure I got everybody. I'm caught up on the chat. Am I caught up with everybody? All right. So, breaking news today from Vontobel Equity Research. This is not Morgan Stanley. But they're reporting that they're reporting revenue numbers for the Swiss watch industry for 2025. And I think there is an error here. And I'll tell you guys what I think the error is. And I want to talk about the error first because I don't want to mislead anybody. This is a chart that was pulled from Hodinkee. And I'm pretty sure that this Omega information is wrong. I don't think it's possible that Omega was 2.2 billion Swiss francs in 2019 and that they're 1.7 billion Swiss francs in 2025. I think those figures are transposed. I think they're wrong. No one else is going to actually do the analysis and question this data, but I will question it because I think this is wrong. I don't think there's any way that Omega in 2025 is 1.7 billion Swiss francs in revenue. I think they're more like 2.3 billion. And so I think what happened was someone took those numbers and put them in the wrong places. And of course, Hodinkee, being the fucking complete imbeciles that they are, they don't question anything. Or whoever was responsible for preparing this chart probably just put the numbers in the wrong places. So with that said, otherwise it's really not that breaking of a news. Rolex is consolidating its power. They're basically flat year over year. Cartier doing extremely well. 3.3 billion Swiss francs. AP and Patek, of course, crushing it. The new holy trinity of Rolex, AP, and Patek doing very well. See, this line here is a 2019 line, so it's kind of misleading, right? So very misleading. What they should be showing is year over year, but I think they don't want to show that because this is Vontobel Equity Research is part of a Swiss bank called Vontobel, and I don't think they want to talk negatively about what's going on in the Swiss watch industry because their clients are a lot of the Swiss brands. I think this might be a little bit of propaganda going on here ahead of the Morgan Stanley report that's going to be coming up in a couple of weeks. The bottom line is the industry is in trouble. The industry is in major trouble, except for the big 4 or 5, which are Rolex, AP, Patek, Richard Mille, and FP Journe. Everyone else is going to be in a disastrous state of affairs. Especially, I think Omega is going to be down. Tudor could arguably be the poorest performing brand of all of them. And Hublot is going to be bad. Panerai, JLC, IWC, all in big trouble in 2026. And you'll see a little bit of that reflected in the 2025 numbers when they come out. So, but other than that, nothing really that crazy here. Now, just to compare these numbers with the Morgan Stanley numbers. For 2024, Morgan Stanley reported 10.6 for Rolex. Okay, just to do a little bit of comparison, for 2024, Morgan Stanley reported 10.6 for Rolex. So here, Vontobel is reporting 10.5. So basically, they're flat. Cartier in 2024 was 3.2. Here they are at 3.35. A little bit of growth. Omega last year was 2.4. So that's why it's impossible for them to be 1.7. It's probably they're 2.3. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that Hodinkee reported put together fake numbers here for this chart, and they transposed the numbers. AP last year, according to Morgan Stanley, was 2.4. Now here they are at just slightly above 2.4. Richard Mille last year was 1.5, and here they are at 1.5. Here they are at so Richard Mille last year was at 1.5. Is it possible? Yeah, they're at 1.5 again. Makes sense. Longines, according to this, last year Longines was 1.1 billion, according to Morgan Stanley. Here, Vontobel is reporting basically 1.1 billion. Vacheron last year, Morgan Stanley reported 942, and Vontobel is reporting 922, basically flat. Breitling last year, Morgan Stanley reported, and by last year I mean 2024, 850 for Breitling, and here they are at 750. So that's a pretty big decline, if accurate. That would be 15% decline in revenue if that's accurate. And then rounding out the top 10 here, Tissot, according to Morgan Stanley, in 2024 was 760 million Swiss francs. And here they are at 700. So down a little bit less than 10%. Those are the real numbers. The real numbers. What does this mean? I mean, it means that Rolex is increasing market share. You're going to have other people who don't know how to analyze anything tell you that Rolex is smaller, Rolex is shrinking, Rolex isn't growing. They don't know how to read numbers. Rolex is actually increasing market share in the Swiss watch industry. The big four, actually, when you look at everyone who's growing, Rolex, Cartier, AP, Patek, Richard Mille, they are consolidating their power, their stranglehold on the entire industry. Now, let's see who is in the chat. Let's catch up on the chat. Tudor is a rounding error compared to Rolex. Yeah, Tudor is garbage. Let's be honest. Tudor, just a few years ago, Rolex was saying, or Tudor management was saying basically that Tudor was on track to do 310,000 units in production. I think you're going to find that in 2025, they didn't do anywhere near 310,000 units. They probably are around 125,000 units. So that just shows you how far off they are from where they were supposed to be to where they are. I mean, at this point, they were supposed to be 310,000 units a year. And they'll be lucky if they did 125, 130,000 units in 2025. That will probably be revealed in the Morgan Stanley report coming up in a couple of weeks. Yeah, Patek is probably 1.7. No. Patek, according to Morgan Stanley, was 2.3 billion Swiss francs in 2024. So I do believe that for 2025, they're going to be right around that number. No, I believe that the Omega numbers are transposed there, that 2019, they were 1.7, and for 2025, they were 2.3. That's what I think. It's amazing these people report numbers. They don't check on anything. Let's be brutally honest. Tudor as a whole is a failure. Unlike their partner Rolex and God tier Jaeger-LeCoultre. They make some great watches, but too many expensive disappointments. I think there's nothing that Tudor does that impresses me. Absolutely nothing. Whole Milk says that there's a rumor that the Jaeger-LeCoultre CEO might try to buy the brand from Richemont. That is a rumor. That they're trying to take JLC private. As we know, Baum and Mercier was recently sold. Baum and Mercier was, they weren't really like an important Richemont brand, but so I don't think anybody cares. I don't think I've ever known anybody that's owned a Baum and Mercier. Hey, the Jorn Identities in the chat, member of the OC channel, many ways to fudge results. Ask Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny, by the way, uh, the star of the Super Bowl halftime show, 135 million people tuned in. It was one of the top performing halftime shows of all time. So it definitely created a lot of buzz. I couldn't understand it. I support Bad Bunny. And I think he probably has good taste in watches. Although there are some pictures floating around of him wearing a watch that is not an AP Royal Oak. There's so much reporting going on that he was wearing an AP Royal Oak yellow gold green malachite. But show me the pictures. Show me the pictures. Show me the pictures. As a matter of fact, I've seen one picture where he's definitely not wearing an AP Royal Oak. I'm not sure if it was he was wearing it during the dress rehearsal or what. If you guys care about reviewing, I mean, the watches worn at the Super Bowl wasn't really a big thing. I mean, Roger Federer was wearing his Rolex Land Dweller, and Bad Bunny was wearing, according to these reports, the AP Royal Oak. Tudor needs to stop making a lot of their meh watches, but everything that they make is meh, and focus on a smaller core of great watches. No, they don't. They don't need to do anything. I think they just need to. I think they should be shut down. I think Tudor should be shut down. It's a failed experiment, really. I think they don't make any good watches. I know there's some Tudor fans out there. Tian Tickers, for example, he's got the Pelagos FXD. I got the FXD, but no. So these are the numbers according to Vontabell Equity Research. I think this chart, which is in Hodinkee, is wrong. I'm gonna show you real quick. Here it is on the Hodinkee website. Yeah, I didn't make up this chart. Here it is, and here are the numbers that I think are wrong. See, it says Omega Swatch Group. They used to be in second place in 2019, and they were at 2.3 billion. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. I think they were 1.7. And there's no way they went from 2.3 billion last year, because they were, according to Morgan Stanley, 2.3 billion last year. There's no way they dropped to 1.7 billion in 1 year. That's crazy talk. That's crazy. I mean, Omega would be like basically tumbling in a free fall spiral out of control if that were the case. I think those numbers are wrong. But who am I to say? I'm just doing analysis. Just doing a little bit of analysis here. If you just joined us, breaking news in the watch world. The person who catapulted Roman Scharf into superstardom, the marketing mastermind behind the gray market reality TV show, has left Luxury Bazaar, and they've parted ways. They've parted ways, and Luxury Bazaar is going to be replacing him with somebody different. But that's the breaking news at this hour. Bad Bunny's, let's get into it. Bad Bunny's halftime performance averaged 128 million US viewers, according to the ratings data, making it the fourth most watched Super Bowl halftime show in history. Now, I don't know Spanish, so I didn't understand it, but I watched it along with all the rest of you guys. I mean, who I think there was so much interest around it, right? There was so much anticipation leading up to it that I think you had to be like under a rock to not know what was going on. Let me see if I have some images here. Pull this up because this is the you've probably seen like this kind of thing all over Instagram, right? That he was wearing this 41 millimeter yellow gold Audemars Piguet Royal Oak with the new green malachite dial. I don't see lots of pictures with him actually wearing it. That's the thing. I don't see tons of pictures with him actually wearing it. Let me see if I can find some. What about this picture? I don't know. I mean, you really can't see the thing. I mean, I guess this one. Hold on a second. Let me see if. I mean, I guess in this one. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's it, right? Let's see. We've got. I want to catch up on the comments here. Yeah, but so it was. I mean, but although I've seen other pictures, where he's wearing something other than this. So who is to say? AP really knocked it out of the park with their releases. I mean, they really had some incredible releases. And I want to give a shout out to Ash and Mark Andre for covering the AP Social Club. They did a good job covering the new releases for AP. And they also dropped a video on the Watches TV channel today, which I'll be checking out. I'll drop a link to that in the chat a little bit later. All right, I got some incoming text messages here. Let me see what's going on. I'm producing all by myself, so hang in there. Yeah. Yeah, okay, let me pull this up. Thank you. Thank you, a counselor. Yeah, for 2019, let's check this out. According to this, Morgan Stanley said that in 2019, Omega did 2.35 million. 2.35 billion. Really? That's fascinating. There's no way they're down to 1 point. There's no way they're down. See, this says that Cartier was 1.7. Right? Cartier 1.7. And this says that Cartier, okay, was 1.8. I don't know. These numbers say they're all over the place. They are all over the place. Okay, so Rose says, I heard that Bad Bunny was wearing a Resence. All right. Resence Chrono Swiss Trilobe Armin Strom collab piece. Piece unique. If you took the best attributes of Resence, Chrono Swiss, Trilobe, and Armin Strom, what kind of watch would you get? Not quite sure. You should pull up the lyrics. I don't think I want to. I don't think I want to pull up the lyrics. 128 million viewers, down 10% from last year. It's not so much Bad Bunny viewers, it's Super Bowl game viewers that simply didn't turn the game off. That's a good point. Was the Super Bowl viewership up this year? By the way, hello to Jeff the Pilot in the chat. You look like a new viewer. If you're new to this channel, make sure you're subscribed. Turn notifications to all, because we do live streams here. We do live streams without any planning, without any notice, without any preparation. We just launch live streams at a moment's notice. Green Machine in the chat says he didn't understand it. There are even Mexican people that were on TikTok saying that they didn't understand Bad Bunny either. Hey, well, I don't feel as bad anymore. Because I didn't understand it. So Speedy Horrendous in the chat says it was an incredible show. The beginning, let me pull up a graphic here. Let me pull this up. Here we go. Boom. It was an incredible show. The beginning was just shake your ass music, but what he said and showed throughout most of it was very positive, inspirational, and uniting. It was a very American show. Thank you, Speedy, for your comments. Some of you guys are gonna get me in trouble. You're gonna start going back and forth in the chat about Bad Bunny. He dressed well. I mean, he wore a nice suit and he picked a great watch. I can't complain about that. Wow, is this true? He was wearing a special bulletproof vest. Apparently he was terrified. Whoa. That's disheartening that he felt that he needed to wear a bulletproof vest, if true. He's definitely hard to understand, though, because Puerto Rico's Spanish is very fast and slang heavy. Yeah, I couldn't follow it. But I watched it along with everybody else. I watched it along with everyone. Let's see. Super Bowl viewership was down. Okay. It wasn't the most exciting game. It was a pretty heavy defensive game and not a lot of offensive scoring. And when that happens, I think people kind of like tune out a little bit. But what are you going to do? It was a good game. I mean, congratulations to Seattle Seahawks. They did it. They pulled it off. Hey, we got Brody in the chat, member of the OC channel, also general counsel of Original OC. You forgot without any knowledge. Okay, no preparation, no planning, and no knowledge. Okay, that works. Let's see. Sucks that he only gave me 6 months to learn Spanish. He should have given me more time. I knew he was going to be there, but I didn't bother learning anything. He was wearing shoulder pads for sure. Not sure about Kevlar. What's up, Vimal? Yeah, he's rocking. I think this picture was stretched, right? I think the picture was stretched. That's not how he looked. He looked slimmer than that, right? This is not a fair picture. All right, let's see what else is going on. What else is important that we need to cover? I don't think there's much, really. I just wanted to cover, let's see. I think that's about it. Jen G in the chat says, did Alex leave Luxury Bazaar? No, he did not. Jen G, member for 7 months of the Original OC channel. He did not. The person who left was the CMO. The CMO who was responsible for catapulting, and that's an actual word, catapulting Roman into superstardom on social media. He was the CMO there, and he basically developed a concept called Gray Market, which was a reality TV show on YouTube. And he used it to create incredible notoriety for Roman Sharf, the president of Luxury Bazaar. And unfortunately, his tenure there was tarnished a little bit because of this episode right here, where he was famously in shadow, where Luxury Bazaar purported that he was a Rolex authorized dealer, and then they conducted a fake interview with him. But I don't think this was his fault. I think he was coerced. I think he was coerced into doing it. I mean, I don't know, but I know if I were the CMO of a company, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't put out propaganda, like fake interviews and things like that. So my gut tells me that he was pushed, that he was given no choice but to star. I think what I heard was that they wanted to hire an actor to play the Rolex AD, but then the actor didn't show up, so they just put Avi in, and Avi did it. And unfortunately, it didn't take long for people to figure out that it wasn't a real interview, and there was actually Avi pretending to be the Rolex AD. So, and I want to give a shout out to the Timepiece Vigilante, because there's a YouTube channel called the Timepiece Vigilante that did all of the research on this, because all of the videos were scrubbed from YouTube. And by the way, all the charts, remember all the charts showing the Hulk going up in value in 2022? Those were all taken down from Instagram and YouTube as well. But breaking news at this hour, Luxury Bazaar has parted ways with its longtime chief marketing officer, who was largely responsible, maybe even entirely responsible, for developing Roman Sharf's persona on social media. So, got Tobister McDonkey in the chat. What's up, Tobister? You're referring to Bad Bunny, I'm assuming. His shit music is imbecile mumbling. And he even had two gay guys. Come on. Tobister. Can't do that. Can't say that in the chat. What's it? Everyone's all riled up. They're all up in arms. Up in arms over a halftime show. Let's see. What else is going on is there anything else that's important in the watch world that we need to cover? Probably not. I mean, we covered everything. Yeah, I think that's it, right? I mean, guys, you don't want to see like the watches of the Super Bowl. That's kind of boring. Is there anything that you guys want to talk? We'll do this. We'll transition to Park Bench Ultra Premium. If anybody wants to jump on the panel, we'll do open topic. Open topic. Jump on. But yeah, don't believe these numbers. Don't necessarily believe the numbers. I'm concerned that these numbers here, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can't conceive that Omega really fell that far, right? Because according to Morgan Stanley, the news here isn't about Rolex and Cartier, AP, Patek, Richard Mille, all these guys, they're all consistent with last year revenue. Their unit sales are a little bit down. They increased prices, of course. So they were able to kind of maintain revenue. But the real story here is Omega. In 2024, according to Morgan Stanley, Omega had turnover, which is revenue, of 2.4 billion Swiss francs. And here we see that Vontobel Equity Research is reporting that they went from 2.4 billion to 1.677 billion. Now, someone do the math. Let's do the math here. That would be, I think that's just way, way off. It's impossible. And I'm going to call it out now and say that somebody got their numbers messed up. Okay? Somebody got their numbers messed up. Ryan Hofre says, who in their right mind would buy a solid gold Tudor? Serious question, not trolling or hating. I'd rather have a solid gold Dunhill with a JLC caliber. Tudor is, and I think this is like, Tudor is a joke. I'm not sure, but no one's buying Tudor at all. Okay, no one's buying Tudor at all. No one should buy Tudor. No one should be buying Omega. No one should be buying Breitling. No one should be buying IWC or JLC or any of these other brands. Nothing. So, by the way, very, very cool development, which I covered a few days ago. Let me see here if I can find it. See if there's a news article about it. Watch Time or Hype Beast. Let's see. Do I really want to cover? Do you guys know what this is? I'll show you. Let's play a game. Let's play a game. Who will be the first person to tell me what this is? Don't be doing reverse image search. Come on. Don't do reverse image. Tell me. I want to know if anybody knows what this is. Watching the crappy halftime show had nothing to do with social media. I don't even have Facebook or Instagram or TikTok BS. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Tobister. I have no idea what you're talking about. We need to... there's nothing wrong with Omega, says Mike Clueless in the chat. JLC is a superior watch over Rolex. No, not in my humble opinion. Omega is not a brand that I recommend. Do they make accurate watches? Sure. Do they make quality watches? Sure. But there's no reason that, Rolex makes so many great watches, okay, that there's no real reason that you should be considering Breitling or Omega, and definitely not Tudor or Hublot. So Omega, no one should be buying Omega. Omega is for, like, let's just put it this way. Like, I haven't been collecting for long. I've been collecting for like 6 or 7 months. But some of you guys in the chat have been collecting for years. And collecting, I use the word collecting in quotations, like buying and selling watches. And you have watches that you wear. And if you've been in this hobby, for lack of a better term, for at least 3 or 4 or 5 years, you've had your chance to buy any watch you want. There's zero reason in 2026 for you to buy an Omega. You should have bought, if you really liked Omega, you would have bought a Speedmaster by now. If you really liked Omega, you would have bought a Seamaster by now. There's no reason that in 2026, anybody who's been buying and selling watches for any reasonable period of time should ever buy an Omega. It's over for Omega. It's over for Tudor. It's over for Hublot. It's over for 200 watch brands that are on the decline. This is over. Okay, it's over. And Omega is the kind of watch that when you go to a Red Bar event, you see like some people wearing like Speedies. This whole it's over. It's over for Omega, guys. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I just mean like it's just over. They've reached their peak, but there's no legitimate reason. Listen, if you like Omega, you should probably go to other channels, where they're going to give you tons of bad advice about buying and collecting watches. If you want to watch a channel where they give you the worst advice about buying and selling watches, you'll probably hear a lot of pro Omega talk there. Okay. Nobody should be buying Omega. He's just kidding. Okay, I know. People are kidding. And nobody who's a real collector would recommend that you buy Omega in 2026. It's over. You're going to buy Rolex. You're going to buy Patek. You're going to buy AP. And for those of you who are rich enough, like Brody in the chat, you're going to buy a Richard Mille. Omega is total shite. I kind of like the No Time to Die, but only because I love James Bond. Yeah, I better take this off the screen. By the way, none of you guessed what this is. Not a single person guessed. That's okay. That's okay. This watch, by the way, is a Blancpain Grand Double Sonnerie. And I'm gonna pick one up. I'm gonna pick one of these up. I think I actually kind of like the way it looks. I think I'm gonna place an order for this one. Do you think I should get this one? I think it's cool looking. If you're gonna buy an is Blancpain considered an independent? Nah, not really. Let's see. Is it Chronos? No, it's Blancpain. Yeah, no one's stupid enough to buy Omega. I hope that's what you mean, Brody. Mischaracterizing your statement here. Listen, no. Brody says, listen, Brody has a metric called cost per wear. CPW. Okay? And Brody says, listen, no one's stupid enough to buy Omega because the cost per wear is going to be 0. And your resale value is going to be 0 as well. Shh. Just go with the narrative, Brody. Just stick with me. It's fun. Yeah, so when Brody says that you've got to be really stupid to buy Omega, it's because he knows. He doesn't own Omega. He's got Patek, AP, Richard Mille. That's what he has. Okay? That's what he has. Green Machines in the chat. What's up, Green Machine? What about your white dial Seamaster OC? I'm going to get rid of that thing. I'm going to get rid of it. If anybody wants it, reach out to me. I'm going to sell it because I don't want to be associated with Omega and the losers who wear Omega. I don't want to be associated with the losers who wear Omega going forward. So I'm going to be selling my Seamaster. If anybody wants a white dial Seamaster Diver 300M with the rubber bracelet and a completely brand new steel bracelet with a brand new clasp, completely unworn, with full kit, box, papers, the loop, everything, let me know. I'm going to give it away for cheap. Give it away for cheap. So reach out to me on Instagram or on WhatsApp, and it'll go to the lowest bidder, the absolute lowest bidder. I already got rid of mine. Ooh, Green Machine. See? 2026 is the year getting rid of Omega, and definitely getting rid of Tudor if you haven't had a chance to get rid of that in your collection, but definitely Omega. Don't listen to Mike Clueless, who knows nothing about watches. OC has worn that Seamaster so little in 5 years, it's still in new condition. Well, it has some scratches on it. It has scratches on it. It does have some scratches on the lugs, but those were there. I bought it pre-owned. I didn't buy it new. It was one of the first watches I ever bought. I like the look of it. I still like the look of it, but it's not for me and my collection anymore. I don't want. Listen, I even bought 2 Tudors. I bought 2 Tudors, got rid of them. I will never ever make that mistake. And I bought an Omega, and it's time to get rid of it. It's 2026, guys. Reach for the crown. Rolex has so many good choices. I'll take this Blanc Pawn off the screen. Just if you look at the Datejust, let's do a search for Datejust 41. Let's configure a Datejust 41. Just within the Datejust, look at this. Come on. You've got black dial. Look how awesome Rolex is. And this is like just a Datejust. You got black. You've got slate. You've got the Wimbledon dial. You've got the blue dial. You've got the blue Roman, which is known as the Azzurro blue. You've got the mint green dial. This one's hot. Super hot. The mint green. You've got silver. You've got white. You've got white Roman. And then you've got these black diamond ones, which, the diamond ones suck. Do not ever buy a Datejust with diamonds. That's just a poor decision. But this watch right here, $11,850, Jubilee, white gold bezel. Come on, this is a gorgeous watch. There's no reason you should ever consider buying an Omega over this. It's scratched. You're gonna have to pay someone to take it. Yeah, I know. But I'll sell it at a good price. I'll sell it at a good price. I promise. Not everyone has Rolex money, OC. Well, let me challenge you on that, because if you're willing to spend, you know how much Omegas are retail? Omegas aren't cheap. Okay? Omegas are not cheap. Let's pull up, for example, a Speedmaster. Let's see. Watches, Speedmasters, Moonwatch, for example. Okay, here's a very famous model. Check this out. Boom. 9,100. Okay, so if you're faced with a decision, should I spend $9,000 on a Speedmaster, or should I spend $11,000 on a Datejust? I'm going to go with the Datejust. I'm going to go with the Datejust. I'm going to go with the Submariner. I'm going to go with the GMT. I'm going to go with Explorer. I'm going to go with anything made by Rolex over this. So all you need is a sub and a Datejust. Well, Logan Hall speaks from experience because he has a Datejust and a sub. And he got rid of a Zenith and he got rid of a Tudor in order to get the sub, which is smart. Very, very smart. Hey, we got Logan Hall, member for 16 months, star of Logan Hall's Grill Streams. The original OC viewing audience has until December 31st, 2026 to dispose of all Tudor, Zenith, and Omega timepieces. Fines will be imposed accordingly. I think, let me get this, I'm losing viewers. I need to get this watch off the screen fast. There we go. Whew. We stopped the bleeding, guys. We stopped the bleeding. I'm going to be more aggressive than that. I think we need to get rid of all Tudor, Zenith, and Omega by June 30th. I think that's doable, guys. Isn't it doable? Come on, I'm going to give you guys another 5 months, 4.5 months. Let's make a pact. Can we make a pact as a community? Can we join hands? Can we join hands together in the spirit of unity? If you want to bring together the global watch community in the spirit of unity, the one thing you can do that makes the most sense is unite behind a common cause of getting rid of Tudor, Zenith, and Omega. Now, I think you need to liquidate your watch portfolio of those 3 brands. We can do it, and we can do it, guys, if we just unite. That's what the spirit of unity is all about. If we can just unite in a common goal of improving the quality of our collections, okay? We can do it. If we just rid ourselves of the burden of Tudor, Zenith, and Omega. And by the way, for me, that means getting rid of 2 watches because I do have a Zenith and I do have an Omega. And they're the 2 first luxury watches that I ever bought. So if I can do it, you can do it. Now, am I going to lead by example? I don't know. Maybe I'll lead by example. I just have to bite the bullet. But the question is, will you join me? Will you join me in this crusade? Will you join me in this crusade to relinquish? Would you free your wrists from the burden of wearing Omega, Tudor, and Zenith? We can do it. We can do it, guys. Peeps is in the chat. Flamingo Blue highlighted comment. Could you come down to 1 watch? No, I could not. I do have 5 or 6 that I would consider selling. I actually have 6 watches that I'm considering selling. Okay. 6 watches. I have the Texan, full gold Texan, which is probably worth, I don't know, $75,000. I have the King Midas. King Midas probably worth, I don't know, at least $75,000, maybe $100,000, which I could easily sell. I have the Oyster Quartz Day-Date in yellow gold, probably worth $15,000. I have a Pepsi, Steel Pepsi on Jubilee. I don't need that. I don't need a steel Pepsi. It's probably worth 15,000 at least. And then I have the Seamaster, and I have the Zenith. Those are probably worth like 3,000 a piece. So I got a lot of watches. By the way, thank you, moderators. Love my moderators. Support my moderators. They have good judgment. My moderators have good judgment. They have the best judgment. The best judgment. Shout out to the mods. Wow, Steel Pepsi out the door. Yeah. Listen, when you wear as your daily this watch, which watch is it, OC? Which watch? When you wear as your daily platinum fucking date, and you have a gold Daytona on Oyster Flex, and then you also have a Royal Oak, and then you also have two Pateks. I'm not flexing. I'm just saying, I'm giving you the reality. The reality is I have way, way more watches than I need. And so there's easily 6 watches there on the chopping block. If I get rid of the Omega and the Zenith, will you join me? That's a good poll question. Okay. That's a great poll question. Let's start a poll right now. Let's ask it. If OC gets rid of his Zenith and Omega, will you join his crusade? Boom. Will you, if I get rid of mine, if I lead by example, guys, if I lead by example. Goodbye, Mike Clueless, by the way. Mike Clueless is gone. Goodbye. We don't need pro Omega propaganda in the chat. Don't need people poisoning the chat with their propaganda. If I lead by example and can get rid of my Omega and get rid of my Zenith, will you join me? And will you pledge to get rid of all Omegas and Tudors and Zeniths from your collection by June 30th? June 30th. Because if you sell those pieces, you'll make room for a great Rolex. You'll make room for a great Rolex. Hey, got MD Chaz in the chat. What's up, MD Chaz? Got Mr. Tudor to you. Mr. Tudor to you is different because he's like a Tudor collector and he's got like vintage pieces and stuff. Mr. Tudor to you is exempt from this crusade. Peeps says, can we see the Oyster Flex Daytona? It's upstairs. It's upstairs. And Doc Mick wants to see the Oyster Course. That's in the bank. That's in the bank. It's a great watch, though. It really is. And with the cost of gold going up, it's a beautiful watch. But the thing is, I have so many. I have 3 yellow gold watches: the Texan, the Midas, and the Oyster Quartz Day Date. And all 3 are on the chopping block. I could replace all 3. I could sell all those, make a tidy 150,000, 175,000, and get an RM. Right? Isn't that the smart thing to do? Smart thing to do is increase cost per wear, or I should say lower cost per wear, by having fewer higher quality watches. That's the Brody way. The Brody way makes sense. Is steel Rolex just boring now? Okay, I'm going to say something a little bit controversial. But if you guys know me, you know that I like to give it to you straight. Okay? I like to give it to you straight. So here we go. Okay? Let me show you a picture. Let me show you a picture here. Find something. Okay, this is good. Open this up. Make it nice and big. Check this out. Now, this is the Daytona white dial. It's iconic. It's iconic, right? Stainless steel, white dial, Cerachrome bezel. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I can understand why this is a lot of people's grail. Okay? I get it. This is the grail, a lot of people's grail. But if you already have a day date, if you already have a precious metal Daytona, if you already have a lot of other things, let's say you already have Patek, let's say you already have a Royal Oak, then your grail is a little bit misguided. This is a grail for people who collect Omega, right? If you like Tudor and Omega, oh my God, this is incredible. This is the best watch in the world. Okay? If you're someone who's had a chance over the last several years to buy Patek and Vacheron and AP, and even some of the brands that I don't really endorse, like Breguet or whatever, you have really nice pieces in your collection. This is very pedestrian. So when you go to like a Red Bar event and you see like the quality of the people wearing this watch, you're like, you know what? These people are nerds. This is like, those people are wearing their best watch. And so is Steel Rolex boring? It's boring to people who've already like surpassed that like 10 times over. If you have FP Journe and you've got Romain Gauthier, you've got Laurent Ferrier, you've got Simone Barrette, you've got RM and AP and Patek, this watch is nothing. This watch is nothing. This watch is a watch for people who are Tudor collectors and Omega collectors who worked all their life and they finally got a steel Daytona. And it's their best watch in their collection. So that's my commentary. Hey, I got Guitars and Chronos. Guitars and Chronos. Rolex is boring. Thank you, Guitars and Chronos. I hate Daytonas. Wow. That's harsh. Let's see. For those of you just joining, and a few of you have just joined, breaking news in the watch industry. The iconic marketing mastermind behind Luxury Bazaar's reality TV show Gray Market has parted ways with the company. The guy who put in place the marketing strategy to catapult Roman Sharf into superstardom on social media, and did so with Instagram and YouTube shows and things like that. He is no longer with Luxury Bazaar. He's gone. He's gone. Now, he did make a few missteps. This is one of the biggest ones, but again, I don't fault him for this. I think he was pressured. He was pressured into pretending to be a Rolex AD and doing a fake interview with Roman. This was not one of the highlights for Luxury Bazaar. But listen, they've turned the page now. They've turned the page. He's no longer. They've parted ways. They've parted. And that's it. So what's the dream collection for you, OC? What's the dream collection? Hmm. Well, I like hype pieces, peeps. Peeps, I like hype pieces. You know me. A couple of Patek, a couple of Rolex, an AP or two, and that's about it. Maybe an RM one day. And then what else do you need? What else do you really need? Doc Mix says, I agree, OC. Thank you. This is a watch that I'm not going to say that. I mean, if you've been in this hobby for like 4 or 5 or 6 years, you probably already have this watch. You either bought it and sold it, or you bought it and you wear it. This is nice to have, but come on, it's maybe I should sell mine. I don't know. I have one of these 126 500 LN. Great watch, but I have a precious metal Daytona. I have a platinum date 8. When am I going to wear this? At what watch event am I going to wear this? You know, we need to be wearing better watches on our wrists. There's no you shouldn't be having 20, 30 watches in your collection. It's too much, guys. It's too much. Okay? Now, we love OC for his modesty. Hey, I'm just trying to give you guys good advice. You know, and if I can use myself as an example, see the way I approach these questions and answers is I want to answer them in a way where I break through. I need to break through, guys, because there's so many misnomers. Is that a word, misnomer? You know, there's so much like wrong information about watch collecting. Oh, you should buy what you like, regardless of how much it costs. Or don't worry about the resale value, just buy what you love and everything will work itself out. Get the fuck out of here. That's advice for losers. And I want to give you guys good advice. And one thing when I put my head on the pillow at night, I want to be able to say that I always protected this audience. I stood up for you guys. And right now that means promoting Rolex. It means reaching for the crown and getting rid of Tudor. Don't ever buy Tudor, guys. Don't ever buy Tudor. Unless you're like a collector and you see like a vintage Submariner or whatever, Tudor Submariner. In that case, get it. But like getting a Tudor Black Bay Chrono or getting a Tudor Black Bay 54? Are you kidding me? Come on, guys. Wake up. It's a terrible decision. Terrible decision. Don't do it. Omega, okay, you want your one Speedy in your collection? Fine. If you're a watch collector, you probably already have it. Are you telling me you've been collecting for 5 years or 10 years and you don't own a Speedy? You've had a gazillion chances to buy a Speedy. If you haven't bought one up until now, you don't need to buy one. Same with the Seamaster. You know, they've come out with every Seamaster under the sun. Are you telling me that you haven't found the right Seamaster for you? There's white dial, there's black dial, there's gray dial, there's blue dial, there's green dial. There's every possible conceivable configuration of the Seamaster Diver 300M, the Seamaster Original. There's a $70,000 Platinum Seamaster. If you liked it, you would have already bought it. Okay? The watch to buy is Rolex. Okay? Where else can you buy it? I'm gonna quote Buckley, or I'm gonna paraphrase Buckley. Where else can you buy a watch that's an incredible watch that looks like let me see here. Wow, look at a watch like this that you can put on, be proud of it. It makes you look smart and elegant and successful. And you put it on and you wear it for several years and it doesn't lose any value. Come on. You know, if you bought this watch in 2020 or 2021, chances are it's worth exactly what you paid for it, maybe even a little bit more. So you wore it for free. You wore it for free and you looked like a superstar. Tudor Black Bay is a watch you wear in college. I wouldn't even wear it in college. I wouldn't recommend Tudor Black Bay as a gift for, like, if someone, like let's say you're graduating high school, like say your nephew is graduating high school. I wouldn't give them a Tudor Black Bay. I'd probably give them a Tissot PRX, but I wouldn't give them a Tudor Black Bay. Never, never, never. Guys, it's time for real talk. It's time for real talk. Okay? And that means we need to stop with the nonsense. It's, is it a little bit of shtick? Sure. It's a little bit of shtick. But there's zero reason that you should be buying Tudor. By the way, we also have Easy E in the chat. What's up, Easy E? I thought I saw you in here. Just tuning in. Hey, OC in chat. Wish I could get one of those basic Daytonas, but the AD will never make it happen. No solid deals on the gray market either. Massive premium. Yeah, I feel bad. For people who, for people for whom the Rolex Daytona, the steel Daytona is your grail. I get it. But to get it as a one and done, it is expensive on the gray, no doubt about it. It is. It's tough. But they make better. There's better watches. Like, for example, why not get a date? You could have. I mean, for the price of a Daytona in secondary, you probably 4 or 5 years ago could have bought a date. Day-Date's way better watch anyway. Am I wrong? The Day-Date is awesome. Let's see. A Panda attracts too much attention, says Vimal, to be an under-the-radar piece. Agree with OC that it makes no sense for a serious watch collector. It's nice to have. It's nice to be offered one. It's nice to be able to buy one at retail. It makes sense because it goes for so much over retail. That's why it makes sense. That's why people who are watch people buy a Daytona. It goes for over retail. Hey, got Earl's in the chat. OC is a question for OC. OC, would you agree that the 5 most significant chronographs in history are the Daytona, the Speedmaster, the Type 20, the El Primero, and the Chronograph 1? That is a very difficult question because I don't know anything about watches. And because I don't know anything about watches, it's much harder for someone like me to answer a question like that. But here's what I will say. What are the best chronographs in the history of watch buying? How about that? Like, maybe I'll change the question so I can understand it. Like, which chronographs are great enough for people to consider buying today? I mean, the Daytona, yes. The Speedmaster, yes. If you're just talking about chronographs, the Type 20, I would say no. The Chronograph 1, I would say no. I don't even know what the fuck that is. What is that? Chronograph 1? Is that the Porsche design? No. Not the El Primero, not the Chronograph 1, not the Type 20. If I think the top 5 chronograph models, I mean, I think the Navitimer's up there. I think the Navitimer, right? I think it's the Daytona, the Speedmaster, and the Navitimer. I think those 3 are the best models. Am I crazy? By the way, let's see what's going on in the poll. Look at this. The results of the poll. Wow, very antagonistic. If OC gets rid of his Zenith and Omega, will you join his crusade to get rid of your Tudors, Zeniths, and Omegas? 81% of you said no. 81% of you said no, but 19% of you said yes. That's a pretty good number. We have 19% of you are forward thinking, forward leaning in your watch collecting strategy. It's time to purge. That's the word that I wanted earlier. It's time to purge your collection of Tudor, Omega, and Zenith. And I'm going to be the leader. I'm going to lead the way. I'm going to be the shining example. I'm going to be the beacon of hope. OC will be the beacon of light to guide you through the murky waters of watch buying. Okay? If you're watching this on the replay, let me recap the poll results. The question was, if OC gets rid of his Zenith and Omega, if I lead by example, will you follow in his footsteps and join the crusade to get rid of your purge your collection of Rolex purge your collection of Tudor, Omega, and Zenith? And 19% of you said yes. All right, guys, great show. Thanks for tuning in. Let me say thank you to Mikey. 10-pound super chat. Evening OC and crew. Rolex for me all day, lads. Thank you very much, Mikey. Is the Tag Heuer Monaco in there? I don't think so. I think it's iconic. And I get it that Steve McQueen or whoever wore it. I think it's probably in 4th place. I don't think it makes the top 3. Is it possibly in the top 5? Maybe. I'm going to come back and do a stream maybe later tonight where we continue this poll question. But listen, guys, I covered all the breaking news. Rolex doing well, consolidating their power. Omega maybe tumbling a little bit. We don't know. And this guy has parted ways with Luxury Bazaar. So we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Peace out. Have a great night. Maybe I'll come jump back on and do another live stream later. Okay? Thanks for watching, guys. Leave a comment in the chat.